you're recycling, making stuff available for another generation.
You know, you kind of evolve around that idea of finding cool stuff that's like worth money in the garbage. People are just disregarding like it's nothing. Better me get it before the landfill.
In many cases, it's you know, purveying beautiful objects. If you appreciate that old construction and design, it's a satisfying enterprise. I was teaching at Cal, and I didn't get tenure. And this was a time when the universities were in tremendous flux because of the anti-war activity. So I thought, well, I'll just do this antique stuff for a year and send out my resume again next year when the world was a little bit more stable. It turned out that I enjoyed this business so much that I never bothered to send my resume out again the next year. Originally,
I was a dumpster diver. Never had to pay for anything. I got to dig through big garbage cans, and instead of like picking out aluminum cans or bottles, I would find gold chains and weird objects and silver rings, and I was able to sell them off pretty easy, and it was interesting. I'd be like, oh, that looks like a treasure. Looks like they used to weld up their own shoes to go over the boots so they wouldn't destroy their boots right away. They'd have something to slide around on the mud. You ever seen anything like that before? Nope. Cool as can be, though. It's a weird business, you know. Everybody has a different idea of what works. And this is what works for me. I like American furniture, and I like weird artwork, and I like, you know, industrial lighting and Italian lighting and beautiful objects. Just kind of fun, interesting things.
There's one shop on the two doors down that has a lot of ephemeral stuff, postcards, sheet music, political posters, and there are many collectors for that stuff. And some of that stuff is very valuable too, but I don't understand it. But I'm pretty good at furniture, mostly English and American stuff, but I can do French and Italian stuff too. And I'm pretty good on ceramics, like those Delft plates over there, and porcelain. The East India Company traded mostly in tea, but tea didn't weigh very much. And when they were crossing the ocean, you had to have lots of heavy stuff so the ship wouldn't capsize or bounce around. So these plates, these were used just as ballast, and when the ship would arrive, they were sold off at very low prices. Well, now people love this blue and white Chinese stuff, and so the prices are expensive now. Oh, they'll probably pop in. Oh no, they saw enough. Okay, let's go. People used to come in and browse, and they'd say, show me what's new. Now they sit at home, look up the website, they see something they like, they call us and say, do you still have that object? So the kind of walking traffic is diminished greatly. People do a lot of the preparatory stuff at home.
Makes it very difficult to buy anything from anybody, because now everybody knows everything that they think they know. They think they know what it's worth, but they don't. They only know what one or two items once went for. It's hard to really figure out what things are truly worth. The marketplace tells you when you take it out to a flea market, what somebody's willing to pay you for that cup, guess what? That's what it's worth. You know what I mean? 3 or 4 people come by and they all offer you close to that money. Pretty well tells you what the cup's worth, right? Whether you sell it to them or not is another story. But they're telling you what it in their mind, what they will pay. So that's how you can value something.
One of the things that I liked about the business when the people browsed was you could tell them about things. As I was mentioning earlier, you could say, well, you know, when you're thinking of something like this, you should consider this kind of finish or this kind of patination to the wood, all of those kinds of things. Well, that part of the business is completely gone. People aren't interested in that. They don't have the time.
I can't depend on sitting here. As you can see, there's not a whole lot going on, and Berkeley is kind of a real slow destination. It's more busy on the weekends, but it's okay. You know, it works for me. It keeps me out of trouble, and it's fun. You know, I love finding great stuff. You know, I still get really excited when I find something really cool.
And it's partly a pedagogical enterprise too, because when people come in, they say, well, tell me about this. So I'm still a teacher in that respect, because I like to talk about this stuff, and I do a lot of research on it.
I mean, I definitely know people that are, you know, much better with much more knowledge than me. And so that also entices me to learn more. I'm always trying to learn more about whatever I've got, because learning is like life. When you stop learning, you're like, stop living, right? And that's what keeps me in it. I just want to live and go on and find some really great stuff along the way. Just like my customers, that's what they're looking for also. They're looking to see what I scored so they can score. It's a two-way street, you know, that's what keeps it going around.